I wonder where we sit on this, Greg, because just last week our defense minister and foreign minister were talking about more money for Ukraine. It's not a huge amount,
Mm.
but it would sure help a few people here. And
Yep.
also now the US is, and this has been reported quite widely, saying they want to normalize relations with Russia as a core interest, which
Mm.
again would have people in the EU worried a bit. But also, what do you think the Americans think about which side we're on? Because we seem to be on
And
Europe's, more in
yeah,
Europe's
yeah,
sort of
yeah,
camp.
indeed. I mean, one would have expected someone like Winston Peters to have a bit more common sense about which side he should be on after his rehabilitation in the last election, if we call it that, that he should know which side his bread is buttered on. And this is clearly not it. They, for some reason, are aligning more with the EU than they are with Trump's administration on
And
this
Greg, they're
one.
also talking about spending more on defense. They're modernizing Navy, Air Force, and Army equipment. They're going to do strategic and industrial overhauls, building resilience and a local industry. Geopolitical environment and regional activity is why. That's what they say. And the spending increases will be significant. A shift from about 1% of GDP on defense to a target of 2% or more over the next several years. We probably really should know, if we're New Zealanders, again, whose side we're on here, because it's clear. Well, to a lot of people who follow mainstream media, they think it's a million Russians who have been killed and, that there's lines for gas and everything. And
Yeah,
that's not the case. They have a debt to GDP ratio of 14%, I think. I mean, we're at
yeah.
64 or 68. So, we can't talk. They're in a very strong position, yet we seem to be, our foreign policy as it's projected through the media anyway, just within the last week, seems to indicate that we haven't quite got that message.
No, it seems not at all, and it's quite incredible. Actually, there are many similarities between those talking points and exactly what the Swedish government is saying. They're saying the same things. So this seems to be what the EU calls speaking with one voice.